recording my podcast today on video, and when I was trying to do that, my camera died. And so I'm recording everything on my MacBook, which is fine. The quality isn't great, but it's okay. And for everyone who's watching this from YouTube now instead of on my podcast, I did this series of heart-to-hearts very, very long time ago. I've been doing it for 3-4 years now, which is crazy to say. And then in 2022, I decided to move it into a podcast format, which is why I haven't done a hearts-to-heart really in a really long time on YouTube. But I was thinking of putting it back onto the channel because it just makes sense to record it anyways on video while I'm speaking about it. I just don't look too hot, which is why I was hesitant about doing this. But before we get into it, I always do a high-low buffalo, which is a high, a good thing that happened in the past week, a low, something that was not that great that happened, a buffalo, something weird that happened. And this is just something I do to start off the podcast and to ease into the topic. My high was I had a bunch of spontaneous hangouts and social things happen in the past week, which was so happy. I was hanging out with my friends on the weekend unexpectedly when they came over. And we all watched Harry Potter. That was super fun. We baked cookies. It was very cute, very wholesome. And my brother also called me, which never happens because I'm always the one that calls him because I'm the good sister. And he never picks up my call, which makes it even more annoying. But anyways, he called me this time out of nowhere and we talked for 2 hours and it was a really good call. So that made me super happy. And then for my low, this past weekend, I had not as much going on. So I was like, I'm in the mood to go on a date. And so last week I re-downloaded Hinge and was back on it and like updated pictures and things like that. And was like, okay, I'm going to try to get a date to happen. And it didn't happen because I did it too last minute, and which it's my fault, honestly. It always takes a couple days to get people to talk to you and then to even go on a date. The success rate is actually pretty low. If you've never been in the apps, you wouldn't know this. I felt like I didn't know this at all, but the success rate is pretty low. And then for my buffalo, the weird thing that happened, I still had a really good weekend where I went out and spent a lot of time by myself, which was really nice. And I'm so thankful I can hang out by myself because I can do a million things and still be okay doing it alone and not requiring somebody to make time for me. And so I was going out and walking around, and I love walking around the city. But something that I noticed because I did so much walking was all these Easter eggs, which were really cool to see and just like funky in the city. And I saw on the fire escape, there was like a bird, like a fake bird, like glued to the bottom of the fire escape. So it was like hung upside down. It was like so weird. And I was like, like that's so random. And then when I passed by somebody's apartment, their window had like these 2 dolls like peering out. It wasn't like creepy dolls. They were like porcelain dolls. Okay, that sounds creepy, but they weren't that bad. It was just like cute. It was cool to see like these little trinkets and little Easter eggs in the city. So that's my high-low buffalo. Okay, so for this Christmas list, this is my second Christmas list I've ever done on my podcast. My other one is a more general list. It's split up by gender as well. So if you're not gender, by sex. So if you're looking for a more general standard list, you can still listen to that podcast. It is still 100% relevant, and I will link it down below in the podcast and video description. But it is a very, very comprehensive list, and I still stand by all the products that I mentioned. The products that I mentioned in the last episode, that I was just talking about and this podcast episode are products that either I've used before or somebody else has used and raved about, or these are things that I've actually gifted to somebody else. So you can trust they're good things. I was very particular this time. With this list, it's not a general list. It's a very particular list of really cool gift ideas that you probably didn't even think of or didn't even know existed. And they're all $50 or less. I think there's like 2 or 3 items that don't follow that criteria because they're like $60, $65. But I had to keep them in because they're so, so good. I love everything on this list. It was really hard to keep to 30 items, but I really do love the items. And I hope that you gift them to somebody or you buy them for yourself or ask somebody else for these gifts because they will actually make you happier. I know money can't make you happy, but these things can make you happy. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it and I'm just going to get started. Let's get into this super long list, but I'm really excited about every single thing. And bear with me for this episode because obviously it's the first time in a really long time where I'm doing this as a podcast. Actually, my first time, period, that I'm doing this as a podcast video. And so I'm going to forget. I know this will happen. I'm going to forget that you can't see what I'm looking at if you're listening to this as a podcast. The first item is So Far music tickets. And this is for the person who loves going to concerts and is open to listening to new music. So Far is this like independent, smaller business where they invite artists, and they could be big or small. You don't actually know who the artist is. And they choose these really cool spaces and they will host these live concerts. And they're super duper cool. I have yet to visit one of their concert venues, but they choose random places. And I've heard them be at rooftops, at warehouses, bookstores. I saw one in a Patagonia store, which was super cool. And they have so many events, at least in New York, and the tickets aren't too expensive. It just depends on the city you're going to, but generally for the ones in New York, they're up to $30 a person. And I feel like this would be such a fun thing to do if a person wants to go to a live concert and listen to live music. The next thing are advent calendars. There are so many kind. I literally cannot speak today, but there's so many kinds. And I'm going to go over a few that I thought were super cool. So one is the Cadbury one. If you have a chocolate lover, friend, family member, this is really cool. And also, if you don't know what an advent calendar is, it's basically a calendar for the month of December, and there's usually 24 to 25 boxes, and in each of the boxes or the containers there's some kind of surprise. And then for each day of the month of December, you can open the advent calendar to see what you get for that day. So in this case, I think there are like 24, 25 Cadbury chocolates that you get to try, which is really exciting. And then this is a through the window puzzle advent calendar where you get a puzzle which each day, which is super fun. And then this is a Lego Star Wars one where you get to build a small Lego piece, part of a scene. And I also thought this was super cool. Less than $50, which is insane. And then there's a Godiva, I think it's Godiva, chocolate one. So another chocolate lover would love this for sure. And then the New Yorker also has a puzzle one. So each puzzle is a New Yorker cover. And then this one that I'm looking at, which if you're listening to my podcast, you would not know that I'm looking at it. But there's one for puppies and dogs where each day there's a treat for the dog, which is super cute. So if you have a friend or family member who has a dog, I'm sure they would love to make their dog happy. And then there's beauty ones. There's so many beauty ones, but these are the ones that I found that were less than $50. Macy's has one right now for $49.50. The original value of it is $321, but I think the original price of it is $100. But there's a crap ton of good things in here, with expensive brands like Lancome, and at least expensive for me, Clinique. There's just so many good things in there. The next thing is for your forgetful person, and it is an AirTag. And if you want to give them something even more than just the AirTag, which is super cheap, $5, is an AirTag keychain holder. So you literally put the AirTag into the keychain, because the AirTag itself is like this circle, and the purpose of the AirTag is you put it in the object that you don't want to lose. So I have an AirTag for my wallet, and if someone ever steals it, if I ever lose it, I can always find it from Find My iPhone. And so I have it with this keychain in a light blue, and I have it attached to my wallet. And I know that when it comes down to the moment, if I ever lose it, I don't want to deal with the panic and have to find my credit cards and all of that and reset my credit cards if I ever actually lose it. And instead, I'm preventing my future self from panicking and freaking out by getting this ahead of time. So I bought myself this, but I think this would be a really great gift for someone who does forget their keys, whatever. The next item is the Big Joe beanbag, or just any beanbag, period. But the Big Joe one is a very classic, well-known brand. And also, FYI, every product that I'm talking about, you can find a link to it in the description of this video or the podcast, so that you can directly go to the item that I'm looking at and talking about. And so I almost bought myself this beanbag, but I ended up buying a used one from Facebook Marketplace. But the new one is less than $50, and I just love having a beanbag. It's super nice for when people come over, but also in my room, just like relaxing, or when I just want to lay down, I can sit on a beanbag. It's way better than sitting on a chair, and it's way cuter and more fun. The next is for a book reader, and it is the Book of the Month subscription. So I got this for one of my friends who loves reading, and the way that the Book of the Month works is they have a select set of books that they partner with the author, and they create a unique Book of the Month cover, and it's very aesthetic. And if you put all the Book of the Month books together on a bookshelf, they look really pretty. Side note, but it's essentially a subscription, and you can go for a 3-month or 3-book subscription, 6-book subscription, or 12-book subscription. And this one is a little bit over the $50 max price point. It's $60, but I think it's super cool. You let the person choose 3 books, and it gets mailed to them in a really pretty box, in a really pretty hardcover packaging, and it's just super fun. Also, another idea, I've also done this where I just go to a bookstore and I choose a book that I feel that the person would really like and buy it for them. The next is Build-A-Bear. I had 2 Build-A-Bears when I was little, and it was one of my most favorite things to do. It is such a cute and unique experience, not just the gift itself, to be able to customize a bear. And it's not technically a bear, it could be literally any character. There's like trolls and Star Wars characters, there's bunnies and all these like different options right now. But yeah, you can choose your character. You can choose everything for it. The clothing, the stuffing, like all of it. It's so fun to do it in person. I would highly recommend that you take the person to go stuff a bear and make it themselves. But if you also want, you can just order it and make it online for them. And you get to name the bear. It's just such a special thing, and no one will have the same bear as you. And it's even more special because you customized it for that person. So, love Build-A-Bear. And the next item is really cool themed candles. So, I'm going to show some examples, and I actually bought someone this year a Christmas gift in this category. And it is a candle based on some personality trait or like quality to the person. So for example, Old Hollywood from Mise en Scent, they do candles themed based on movies. And so you can get like a rom-com themed candle. This one's an Old Hollywood candle. I actually smelled this one in person because the maker of this candle is in Brooklyn, and this one smells so good. It smells like incense. So there's so many different options for the movies, but there's also other candles like the new book smell for somebody who loves reading. There's candles from Etsy that are called Smells Like World's Best Lawyer. Mikey got a birthday gift from Tiffany that was Smells Like Best Soccer Mom or something like that. We were going to get her that. And we actually got her the Smells Like a CFA Candidate's Tears, I think that's what we got her. But yeah, these are super cool, and you can just choose from so many candle labels, and then you get to choose the scent that you want. So you can really customize it for the person. Okay, the next item is really cool playing cards. So this is for somebody who loves playing games or just likes gambling or playing cards. And so there's a lot of playing cards out there that are designed a specific way. And I know there's a very standard pack, but you can get them with art pieces. This one's the Henry and Sally playing card with different characters, and it's so darn cute. But there's also really cool ones. I have this one, the Theory 11 Neil Patrick Harris playing cards. So he is huge on playing games and puzzles, and so his deck of cards has a puzzle in it, but I just thought it was really elegantly done. It has very nice detailing with the black background, and there's gold detailing on it, and it's only $12 on Amazon. And there's also on Etsy, you can custom make your cards. So you just send them the pictures and they'll add it as the face of the cards. And then there's other cards like this one. There's the national parks playing cards with all the national parks on them. This company, what company even is this? I couldn't tell you because I can't see it. Art of Play, they do a bunch of random, really cool, fun playing cards. They have like a Smokey Bear one, and they have ones based on books, based on movies. It's really, really cool. So I would highly recommend checking that out. It's in the link of the description if you need it. This is something I also own. I have a crystal in my bedroom, and it is one of my favorite things. It's the cheapest thing ever. It's like $8. It's this sun catcher, and you put it in front of your window, and whenever the sun hits your window, it will reflect off of the crystal, and then there's a bunch of really pretty rainbow rays in your room. And I'm just like how could that not make you happy? Like every day for 10 minutes, because lighting is shitty here in New York City, but at home in LA, it's for 3 hours during the sunset time. The light rays hit the crystal and the entire room just sparkles. It just makes me super duper happy. And you can also get really cool designs for sun catchers. But this one in particular on Etsy, it's a mobile and you get to choose little pieces. This one is so elegant, but like, it's like very abstract art kind of feel, but it is so pretty and I really, really love this. So highly recommend you give this to somebody if they're into it. If you feel like they would love like a little decoration in their room that isn't very typical. And the next is Away travel cubes. So this is for someone who travels a lot and loves to organize. I have the 6-pack, which is I think $65, but there is a 4-pack that is for $45. And it basically organizes your clothes in your suitcase. It looks so nice and it makes like traveling and unpacking and finding your clothes after you pack them on vacation super easy. This was a huge lifesaver in Japan. I didn't have a lot of space because the hotels are so small. And because of that, like being able to tell where my dresses or my pants were in my luggage was super helpful. And the Away one specifically, I chose them because the quality of them is really good. And I loved it enough to get it for my mom. And now my whole family has packing cubes. But I love the colorway and I have the light, like grayish blue color. And my mom has the navy blue one. I got her that for Christmas last year. Okay. The next thing is for your DIY friend, somebody who's pretty artsy or just likes to make things and or likes little trinkets and cool decorations in their bedroom or office. So this is a DIY house/building kit and there's so many kinds. So there's this greenhouse one and it comes with all the pieces that you need. I think you just need to buy or have scissors and I think glue maybe. I think that's what you need. But it comes with like all the little details and it's like a mini building. So you can also make a bakery, a floral shop, and it's just the cutest thing. Like to have a, 8-inch by 10-inch mini like world in your room. That would be so fun. And I feel like if I were ever bored or wanted to look at something interesting, I could just stare at it. So good. If you're listening to this as an audio, you guys have to watch this in the visual, like video form, because the details on these like sculptures are so good and they're not even hard to make because they already come out printed. So you just need to cut them and glue things together. And there's a bunch of instructions. It's basically like Lego, but for paper. It's so fun. And yeah, there's just so many kinds. I'm sharing my screen right now and showing like the options, which is why I'm kind of trying to stall right now, but it's really cool. Okay, the next one, and I will have to say this is sponsored by Javi, which thank you so much, Javi, for sponsoring this podcast and video. But Javi sent me the coffee concentrate, which is their main product. And this is really perfect for the person who loves coffee, who loves to try different types of coffee, and or is too lazy to make their coffee by grinding their coffee every single morning and whatnot. Or somebody who spends a lot of money going out every day to buy their coffee. Basically, their coffee concentrate is super strong and you just put it in water or milk, whatever your preference is. You can buy them a set of bottles for them to try with so many flavors from mocha to caramel to creme brulee. And you just get instant coffee that is super strong and yummy. I've tried it myself, and so I know it's really good. I would not recommend it if it weren't good. And even though they did sponsor this video and sent me the products, I was told I could say whatever I wanted to say. And if you guys haven't seen my morning routine video where I showed how I just get up at 5:30 a.m. every morning and showed you guys my reaction to trying the coffee concentrate. And so be sure to check that out. But I also have a special link and code. If you go to the link in the description or use the code Annie53317, you can get 20% off your order, and that will be super great for saving money during the Christmas time when you're trying to buy everybody gifts without breaking your bank. Okay, the next thing is something I've been gifted, which is a jewelry holder, and I will probably put it on the screen, but I used to put all my jewelry into boxes and it was really, really messy, and it was really annoying to, find the necklaces or the rings that I needed every single morning because I had to dig through my boxes. But this is a really nice way to showcase/organize your jewelry. And the one I'm specifically looking at, and also the one that Mikey and Tiff bought for me personally, is a stand, which is in itself really pretty. But there's also boxes, which are a little bit more compact if you want something smaller for the person, or if you think that's more their style. This one is so pretty from Etsy. It's from the Saman Studio Art shop, and the green and the glass detail on this is literally so good. And you can put all your jewelry in here and organize it by rings, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. And so it's a really nice gift for somebody who wears a lot of jewelry. Okay, the next one is an item that I literally have. Where is it? I have it right here. And it is my Traveler's leather notebook. There are dupes for this. This is pretty expensive. It's $55 for the notebook itself. The notebook comes in genuine leather, and it comes with an insert for the leather notebook. But basically the idea of it is you have to drop a lot of money for the first purchase because you have to buy the leather cover. But then after you buy the leather cover, all you have to do is buy the inserts, which you can replace after you finish using them. And the inserts themselves aren't too expensive compared to buying a brand new journal, but there are dupes. And so the dupes are on Amazon for $7. I've bought this thousands of times because I've been using this journal for, I think, 3 years now. And there are 3 notebooks in the set. You can get them dotted, lined, grid, whatever you need. And they're just so cheap. It's literally like $3 almost. Like $2, $3 for each notebook. And it's not the same as like paying for $20 each time you get a Moleskine or a Leuchtturm. And I love it so much because I've been saving so much money since I journal so much. But there's also a dupe if you don't want to buy the Traveler's original Japanese brand. The dupe is on Amazon and it's from Newister. And this one's actually really cool because it has a pencil holder or pen holder in it, which is really nice. And that's something that the Traveler's Journal doesn't come with. But either one, it works great and it lasts super long and saves the person who loves to journal, sketch, whatever, a lot of money. Okay, so next this is something I saw in Tiff's room. She has these like DIY custom Legos that her and John made, and they're so freaking cute and cool. But basically her and John like made versions of themselves, and you can also go crazy and not do yourself. But on Etsy you can make your own Lego character and customize what it says on the shirt. But you can also go to the Lego store, which I know is not really accessible for everybody. But if it is for you, that is even more fun because you can make it an activity and you could go together and choose out your head, your hair, your body, and whatnot. There's also these really cool products that you can get on Etsy. It's a keychain wall mount. And basically you add the keychain, which is a Lego, to your keys. And then you can mount your keys to the wall as a keyring holder or a key holder by putting the Lego onto the other Lego. And it is so cute. I know. This is just so freaking cool. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I think it's super cool. And there's even really like elegant, mature ones where, not mature, but sophisticated ones where they're like black Legos on a wooden slab, which is very elegant, but very kitty at the same time. And that's super fun. This is also an Etsy by Kagi Goods, Kagi Goods, which is super cute. The next item. I own this item. I actually have it right next to me, and I got this for Mikey as well, and we swear by this. This is an electric lighter, and essentially it's USB powered, so you just have to charge it using a cord, and it can be used forever. So it's way better than having to replace your lighter or replace your matches once the fuel runs out or you run out of matches, and you just keep charging it. And you just turn it on and then it lights up. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it lights up and it fuses like this. And you just light your candles, light your joint, I don't know, whatever you need to light up. And it's super awesome. If you get it, there's two different kinds. There's one without the like extender, but I highly recommend the extender because once your candle gets really small, you don't want to be burning yourself. So instead you get the extender so that you can just light it from far away at a safe distance, which is super cool. Okay. Next. Oh, also I have so many pictures on this, but it's in a random order, which sucks. But it's super cool and it charges. Okay. Next thing is this really cool light. This is for somebody who's really into art decor or just decorating their room, especially somebody who's a minimalist or who likes more vintagey, hipstery, cool art things. This is a globe light, and they go for really, really expensive, like a couple hundred or $100. And that is not within the budget. But I found one on IKEA that is for less than $50. And you can add a light to it that isn't white light or yellow light. You can add different colors. And I've seen people use like orange, pink, red underneath. And it is super dope. It looks so sick. I really went back and forth on getting this. I almost got it for myself, but I'm trying to save money, guys. So I haven't got it for myself, but it would be amazing to have. And you just buy a colored light bulb that you can get for $7 on Amazon, and you put it underneath the globe, and it's a really pretty light. Okay. The next item, a mini projector. This is for your movie video watcher, somebody who likes to lay in their bed and watch movies, especially somebody who doesn't have a TV in their room or has always wanted to watch things outside of their room, like in their backyard, or host like movie nights outside. Somebody who likes to host even. And a mini projector is less than $50, and if you get one from Amazon that people say is good quality, the 1080 ones or the 4K ones, you will get really good quality. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty good quality for less than $50. And you can project a movie, a video, whatever from any wall, which is so nice. And you don't have to crane your neck or like deal with watching movies from a teeny tiny screen. Instead, you can watch it on the big screen with the projector. And some of these projectors come with a screen in the package for still less than $50. So if you need a screen, you can also get it on Amazon or anywhere else, honestly. and it looks like this. And if you're on my podcast listening to this, you can't see it, but it looks pretty good. The next thing is a DIY thing again. Somebody who likes nature, who likes doing arts and crafts would love this. I would cry getting something like this. I would cry getting any of these things. But this is a moss DIY kit. It comes with a box-ish, like a frame, and all the moss, and you get to make it in any pattern or order that you want to, and it's super therapeutic to do. And once you make the moss art piece, you can hang it on your wall, you can put it on your desk. It's super sweet for somebody who might be working in an office cubicle who doesn't get to see a lot of the nature outside or get to see any nature outside. This would be such a sweet thing to have, and it won't die on you. So that's really nice. There are a ton of kits on Etsy. I really am big on supporting smaller businesses and the fact that they have these products for less than $50. I would highly recommend that you go on Etsy and check out all these cool things. But they have these awesome DIY moss kits, and they look so sick. It's an awesome gift idea. Okay. Next thing is for the person who, again, likes to drink coffee, hot drinks, tea, hot chocolate, whatever it is. I have a huge pet peeve with drinking lukewarm drinks that are supposed to be hot. And so I will make my tea. This is such a true story because it happens to me every day. I make like coffee, tea in the morning, and after 15 minutes, my drink is lukewarm and I have to go heat it back up. So I'll literally go add more water into my kettle and then re-pour more boiling hot water into my cup just for another 15 minutes to pass, and then it goes back to being cold. But this, guys, they're mug warmers. And this one's so pretty because it's like this very clean, white, really minimalist mug warmer. And you just turn it on, you put your mug on it, and it keeps it warm. And so throughout the day, no matter how much time you've spent forgetting that you had a drink, however much time you spent sitting in a meeting, forgetting and not having time to drink your drink, it is still warm for you whenever you're ready. So this is such a good gift if you have a friend who likes their drinks hot and likes to keep it hot. This is a great idea. The next item is so freaking cool. I know I don't really need it. I've never thought of needing it, but I've needed one of these items somewhere, somehow. It's a Wallet Ninja. It's a multi-tool card, 18-in-1 credit card. And it's essentially a credit card that does a million things. It's basically a Swiss Army knife, but in the shape of a credit card. This one is $13.98 on Amazon specifically, but it is so cool. There's literally a letter opener, a ruler, bottle opener, screwdriver, can opener, cell phone stand, screwdriver, a peeler. It's insane. You can literally do everything with this. You can unscrew or screw your eyeglasses. You can screw screwdrivers and cut fruit. And there's a girl one, which I have some things to say about this one because there's a girl one that's pink and it has a nail filer and a mirror. Yeah. I don't know how much I love that idea of it being very like gender specific, but still I think it is cool, and that's all I will say about it. All right, the next thing is the Owala water bottles. These are so cool. I'm so sad. Oh my God, I'm going to be like such a hater to Hydro Flask, but I love Hydro Flasks. I have one right now, so I don't hate my Hydro Flask. I just think that the Owala water bottle is cooler. And basically it's cooler because not only does it have a carry loop, which is basically a handle, and is it insulated, like the hydro flask that I currently have, but it is easier to clean, and there's 2 sipping parts to the lid. So there's a click button that you like open the lid of the water bottle with, and that's really nice because it's super easy instead of what I do, which is unscrewing my hydro flask. And sometimes I'll forget to screw it all the way, and so I'll spill water without even realizing that my cap wasn't even screwed on. But then with the Owala water bottle, there's a swig option, which is where the larger mouthpiece is, where you can just take in a lot of water. But then there's also a sip option for like smaller amounts of liquid going into your mouth. And that might be nice if you're having a hot drink and you don't want to burn your mouth, which is a problem that I do have if I put hot water in my hydro flask. But there's 3 different sizes, 24, 32, and 40. And my most favorite thing about this is the color options. There's so many colorways and they're so fun and pretty. I'm huge on just like satisfying color palettes for anything, whether it is art decor, my phone, my clothing. It is such a pretty like concept, and I know Hydro Flask doesn't really do a great job with that as much, but the Owala water bottles are really cool with their color palettes, and that's all I will say about that. Okay, next is this piggy bank. It's a stealing coin piggy bank where when you put the coin on the box, the panda will come out of the box and steal, quote unquote, steal your coin. And it's automatic. It is so cool. It's so cute. I saw these a few times when I was at like a few small restaurant businesses, and you can give them tip this way, which was really nice. And you would just put the coin on and the panda would literally get it. It's so cute. It's so random and so dumb, but I love it so much. And it's such a cool gift to have for somebody who has change. Okay, next item. This is something one of my friends gives every year to his friends and our friend group, but they're scratchers, lottery card scratchers, and there's holiday themed ones, which is exciting, but there's also so many options where you buy $5, $1, $10, $20 scratch cards, and they have different themes and different styles, and everyone gets a card and can scratch and see if they won anything. And if they didn't, it's like fun and it's just exciting. But if they did win, you can win $5, $20. I think last time I won like $3 and my other friend like won 10. But it's just really cute and a really cool stocking stuffer, or just a small thing you can add to a card that just adds a little bit more joy. So that's really fun. Next thing is a sculpt pottery kit. This is just so cute. It is a little pricey. This one's pretty pricey. It's $75 from Sculpt, but I think the one on Amazon might be $65, but I don't want to lie, so don't quote me on that. But this one is a little bit more pricey. It's one of the ones that I mentioned that are above the budget, but I thought was super cool. But basically, you get a bunch of clay and paints, and you get sculpt tools, and you can make literally anything that you want with the clay. You can make ornaments, you can make candle holders, pots, mugs, vases, and it's so fun. It's really special for somebody who might be into pottery and doesn't want to pay for those classes because they are pretty pricey, or somebody who's just pretty artsy and likes to do work with their hands. Another really cool gift idea is skateboard art. And this is just so dope. Basically, you just buy a skateboard deck for somebody and then you buy them the skateboard mounts. So the skateboard mounts can be really cool and special and can range from $5 to $20. The decks themselves can also be very, very pricey, but you can also get cheap ones as well. But the whole concept of it is it's another way to add more to a wall or a wall collage by adding a 3D aspect to the call. I was trying to say wall collage, but I just said call by combining them. But it adds more detail and like oomph to any room. And the back of decks are just so fun. It just is so sad that they get scratched up because people are, using them to do tricks and stuff. But there's a bunch of really cool ones, like this one on Etsy. There's these pill bottle ones, and you can be really extra with it by adding a personalization to the pill shape and the pill design of the skateboard deck, and they're $55. And if you just give them a wall mount, they can add it to their wall, and it's super cool. Or you can paint it yourself, and you can just buy the skateboard deck for $30 without any like details or any art on it, and then you paint it yourself and give it to the person, or let them paint it themselves. Here's an example of a really pricey one. I think this one's like a couple hundred, but I think they're selling this one at MoMA, and it just looks super cool. Okay, the next thing is really cool socks. Guys, these socks, I have them on my Pinterest. They're metallic socks. I cannot believe they exist. I have so many of these pinned, but I think they're sold out. But if I find it, I'm going to cop them because last time I checked, they were not sold out. But they're from Maria La Rosa, and they're these shiny, shiny socks. Imagine these socks with Boston clogs, with like any pair of boring sneakers. Guys, these are just so good. They're so fun. Free People has a bunch of really cool socks too. These would be so cute with Birks. So good. Baggu socks. Baggu anything, to be honest, but Baggu socks are also so cute. $12 for one pair is a little pricey, but they also have 3 for $30 if you want to buy the person 3 pairs of socks. This is just a really like fun way to dress up a very plain outfit. It's also just super cute, and everyone needs socks, so why not? Also, you can custom make socks. You can add faces, designs to socks. These ones are $8 from Amazon, and there's $6 shipping with it. But Tiff and I, we put our faces with hearts on Mikey's socks, and so cute, so fun. They're really cool, and I would highly recommend custom socks if your friend would be down for that, or your family member. It's a really cool gift idea. Another gift idea is a stick and poke kit. I can't believe they just sell this on Amazon, but if there's somebody who would be down to test this out, or likes tattoos, or wants to try out tattooing, or likes sketching and things like that, this could be a really cool gift. The stick and poke kit lets you stick and poke yourself or anybody else. I actually stuck and poked, is that a thing? Sticked and poked myself with this kit. My roommate from LA, when I was in college, she bought this kit and she gave herself a flower stick and poke. My other roommates did their own stick and poke with the exact same set. It comes with multiple needles, and there's plenty of ink to go around, so you can make several stick and pokes with this. I made myself a little teeny little heart, which I made a really last minute decision with this little heart, and I'm not like a huge fan of it, but it's there. It's just teeny tiny. Okay, another gift for your traveler friend. I've talked about this 1,000 times. I literally have it in my room, and I bring it with me every time I go traveling. But the Royal Fair Amazon travel bag It's a black travel bag. It rolls up. You can put all of your toiletries in it. It is so convenient and useful. There's 4 clear compartments, and you can detach them from the roll-up bag. So you can just use one at a time, and you can put them around the bathroom. But on top of that, you can hang it from anything. And so whenever you need to grab something really quickly from the door hanger, from the shower head itself, you literally can grab it from the hanger, or you can just use it like a normal bag. And it's just really well made. So it lasts so long. I've used it for like almost 2 years now. And I love that it's clear because you can see everything that you need in each like container itself. And it's not hard to dig through because it's separated by 4 parts. Because sometimes when I have like one bag with all my things, which I do have as well, it takes me forever to find things. I'm just like digging through it. It's like never ending. And the one thing I'm looking for is just never there. But anyways, it's $27. An amazing deal. Really, really well made. I have this exact one. Okay. And it's waterproof. The handles are, like I said, really well made. Okay. The next thing is not something that I own myself, but my friends own it and they really like it. It's this RFID minimalist wallet. It comes with a money clip, and you can also get the one with a bottle opener, but this one that I'm showing doesn't have a bottle opener. And the money clip itself is removable, but there's also a card holder, and it holds so many cards. I swear to God, my friend from home, she has like 20 cards in there, and I have no idea how it hasn't broken. But there is one, the original one, that is $100, but this is a dupe on Amazon that is just as good, and a lot of people really like it. This is by the Mountain Voyage Coast Store, and I really like the mountain design, so I just went for this one, and there's really good ratings on it. So I'm assuming that it is amazing. But there's a ton of colorways to choose from. There's like a carbon black, there's a matte black, there's green, and a metallic. And it just looks super slick and clean and minimalist. So I really, really like that. And it's slim, which is super important for me right now. I just use a money clip because I'm trying to really, really slim it down. But this is another great option, and the RFID blocking protection is super nice. And the fact that it's only $36 and it looks so nice and is so sturdy is really nice. And that is everything. I feel like I have just been talking for so freaking long, but thank you guys for holding on for the entirety of this podcast / video. And if you guys like this format of having both video and podcast as an option, please let me know. Or if you hate it, also let me know. If you want to support these videos or my podcast in general, I will have a link down below, but you can quote unquote buymeacoffee.com/ at Annie with 3 E's, where you can donate to all the creator tools and supplies and everything that I use and buy for myself out of my own pocket. And thank you always for listening. If you're listening this far, you are a real one. And don't forget to rate the podcast. If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe. All good things, all the things. I know I literally look like a mess. I also feel high-key delirious right now. I literally feel like I'm an inch away from losing my mind because I've been talking so much. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching, and bye.